Right, let's focus now on Tottenham Hotspur because it's going to be a fascinating afternoon at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium because, of course, Thomas Frank, 5 months after he left Brentford to take the job at Tottenham Hotspur, will be facing his old side this afternoon. Merson, looking at Tottenham, they're difficult to work out at the moment under Thomas Frank. What we do know is that the home form continues to be poor. No wins in their last 6. And 4 defeats in that time as well. And it predates him as well. I mean, overall, 3 wins in the last 21 Premier League games at home. And when I say I don't know quite what to make of Tottenham under Thomas Frank at the moment, are Tottenham better under Frank than they were under Postecoglou?
I think you've got to ask the players this. You know, you've had Postecoglou
but they're not going to join us this afternoon.
No, I know, but I think you can only ask...
if they did.
Yeah, but you can only ask the players. They've won 3 in 21 at home. So what, are they bottle jobs? Are they bottle jobs? I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, you can't blame the managers all the time. You can't keep on going to the managers. You know, the one when I used to play, home was a give-me. Didn't lose games at home. My God, that was the one you played at home. We played at Fratton Park, you know. You win them games at home. You've got the fans behind you. I look here with them and they're like, they want to go away and they'll play and they'll get on the ball and they'll get it and they'll go to Man City and rip them up 4 or 5, whatever it was, and they'll go here. And then they come at home and they're playing Fulham at home and no one wants the ball. 2-0 down in 5 minutes. You know, they could say about the goalkeeper, should have kicked it in Rose Ed. The 2 centre-halves are standing on the edge of the box. Soon as the goalkeeper runs out there, the centre-half runs onto the goal line, whatever happens. And then when he kicks it into the stands, then he jogs back out again. I mean, you've got to... That's why I say you've got to ask the players, because are they brave enough? It's all right going around, you know, Romero and people like that, and they smash people, but who's the ones who can get on the ball? You know, and we go, oh, but wait there, they're missing him, they're missing him, they're missing him. They were all playing last year when they couldn't win any games at home.
But that contrast
so stop blaming the managers.
Yeah,
it's
but
always
that contrast is stark, though, isn't it? In terms of why is it? I mean, look at that. Home, they sit second from bottom. Away,
I just
they're
told
the best
you.
side.
I told you, because they ball it at home. They ball it at home. They bottle jobs at home. They're bottle jobs
You said
at
we
home.
needed to ask the players to get
but I'm telling you what I think, but you'd have to ask them. They might turn around and say, bit harsh, might be something different, but it ain't. I don't think it is. I think if you ask everybody honestly on here, they'd all say the same. They don't want the ball at home, and away from home, there's no pressure.
They don't want the ball at home. He's right. When you've watched them this season...
So that stadium's become a problem.
It is a problem because there's pressure on them. Tim will tell you, Dawson would be a good one because he played for the club and Tim's managed at the club. But those Tottenham fans, they expect. And at home, there's pressure on those players to deliver at home. And have you got the character to go and get the ball? When we watched them against Chelsea and I saw Chelsea playing out from the back, Caicedo, Fernandes coming, I'm looking at Tottenham trying to play out from the back. I'm saying, which midfielder is brave enough to come and get the ball? I don't think the players are brave enough to come and get the ball, and they're scared to make mistakes. You know why they're scared to make mistakes? Because they're worried about what the fans are going to say.
So is it any coincidence that the players who are amongst the goals, Richarlison, Van der Ven, Romero a couple the other night, they are the players with character, aren't they?
Yeah, well, yeah. Richarlison's got character in a different way.
I know he's one of your favourites.
Yeah, Mickey Van der Ven and Romero are probably 2 of Tottenham's best players, in particular Mickey Van der Ven. I think he's outstanding, and they do show character, but these players have to be brave enough. You're playing for a big football club like Tottenham. If you're not brave enough to play and get on the ball, then don't play for Tottenham. Go somewhere else and be to a club where it's easy and you can go hiding and missing and turn up every now and again. There's a problem there at the moment, and Mercy's right. The Vicario, he is right. The defenders should see danger. I saw Dawson talking about it. It's like they don't believe that Harry Wilson could score from that position. Well, then you've not watched Harry Wilson play. What I didn't like about Vicario is he makes a mistake, he starts jogging back instead of sprinting. And as soon as he makes the mistake, he throws his hands in the air. So that doesn't help your teammates as well. So there is a problem there at Tottenham. It frustrates me watching Tottenham because we say, is Thomas Frank doing better than Ange? I'm going to say no at the moment. Do you know why I'm going to say no? I don't care where they are because Ange delivered a trophy. So until you deliver a trophy, Thomas Frank, you're not doing better than Ange. And Ange told you he would win a trophy, and he won a trophy. And let me tell you something. He kind of forgot about the league and put all his eggs in that basket to win the trophy. So at the moment, Ange is doing better than Thomas Frank. Do I believe Thomas Frank will be a success at Tottenham? I hope so. But the players have to start delivering for him. Sorry, rant over.
Hey, it's all right. We're here to rant all day. Tim, so if today, and you look at his old side, Brentford, and it's an exact repeat of last season. They've been brilliant at home at the start of the season, but awful away. It's 6 defeats in their last 7 away from home. It's another defeat this time to the league leaders midweek as well. But were Keith Andrews and Brentford to go there this afternoon, take advantage of this lack of character, this lack of bottle at home and get something, where does that leave Thomas Frank?
Yeah, serious problem. I thought it was a great time to play Tottenham. If I would love to be Keith Andrews this afternoon, to get them keep them quiet early, get the fans on their back, give them nothing to cheer about, and then take advantage of weak players, like Mercer said, bottle jobs at home. You can only point it today. You can't always look at the manager. You have to look at how many characters have they actually got to want to go and get on the ball and make the team play.
Well, how many would you say they've got at the moment?
I don't know. It's good to see them in training. But they could all play in training. But it's then transferring that to the pitch and then saying, you know what, I might have to just pick characters here. Because if we look, I think their recruitment, I'll go back to it, the recruitment's been poor. The recruitment is similar. If we look at our two areas of the field, wide players, central midfield. Central midfield, you go Burkvale, you go Sarr, you go Bentancur, you go Polina, you go Gray. They're all the same. You know, little characteristic different, but they all run, they're all up and down. There's no one that can go and get on the half turn and make the team play and control the football. And then wide areas, you've got Teld, you've got Kudos, Odebear, Simmons, similar. You know, like bottle of pop. Kudos has done all right, he's done a little bit better. But I don't think they miss Kulusevski, of course they do. They miss Maddison, of course they do. But this is a really big game of football. If you don't win this game today, and they do need characters there today, why is it different from home to away? I'll tell you why, because the onus is on them at home to take the game to the opposition. And when they decide, like Keith Andrews will do, sit back at the right times and break at the right times. And if they get something to hold on to, it's going to be very difficult. Tottenham have not got the control. They have not got no rhythm to control a football match. And that is down to the manager and the way he wants to play and the personnel what he's picking. The personnel he's picking is not necessarily his fault, by the way. It's down to the recruitment. Keep clogging up, blocking pathways of young talent from their academy with bang average players who cost 20, 30, 40 million pounds. It's a shambles there at the moment.
So, and I know Dawson's been hanging on every word, getting ready for the second half in the goal zone. The question with Thomas Frank then is, do you, one, believe that he will be a success eventually? And secondly, will he get the time to be that?
I certainly hope so on both counts there. I mean, we've all sat on here for 4 or 5 years speaking about how well Thomas Frank has done. We've all talked about, will he get an opportunity at a bigger club? Yes, he's had that opportunity. And Tim just talked about personnel at home. For me, probably agree with everything the guys say. They've been nowhere near good enough. Ange Postecoglou had more points at this time than what Thomas Frank's got. But at home, you have to have creativity. You've got to have resilience. You've got to take the ball in difficult areas, like all the guys have said. For me, I think he has to go from 3 solid midfielders that haven't got an awful lot of creativity. Go with 4. Bring Xavi Simons in. You paid £51 million for RB Leipzig, right? He hasn't found the form. He's got to have some belief. He's got to find that confidence. And the manager can put him in, but the player has to find that. He has to perform. They're just not creative. And at home, you said, Brentford come today, they'll soak up the pressure and they'll try and hit on the counter-attack. That is what they'll do. Because in the final third, Spurs have just not been good enough in creating opportunities and scoring goals. And at home, these Tottenham Hotspur fans don't accept that. I agree with Merson. When I played, we were at White Hart Lane. It was a fortress. It was a given. Teams were scared to come to White Hart Lane. Don't get me wrong, going away, you had very, very hard, challenging time. It's on a flip, this Tottenham Hotspur team, and it surprises me. I just hope Thomas gets the time because he's done fantastic at Brentford. But this shows when you go to the next level, all well and good performing, it's about winning, and today's a huge game against Brentford.